hello again. It's you! You're back. We're back. I'm back. I'm Zen. I'm the guide narrator of Moonward, and I'm once again in the mysterious foggy void with Marisha, Matt Roen, Sara, Wile, Liam O'Brien. Are you ready to descend into the abyss? Figuratively and literally? We've already literally descended. The figurative part comes next.
You don't have to descend if you're already there, Zen.
Truer words were never spoken. When last we descended amongst our heroes, anti-heroes, TBD, you might be the judge of that.
Depends which ones we're talking about.
We descended from the islet of Sequester aboard the Slug into the void to seek Midst's fallen moon. Things went pretty well, mostly. Some things were not so good. Well, we'll be the judge soon of how the rest of this goes, because we have now arrived at what appears to be Midst's moon. And things are only going to get more strange from here. Are you ready?
No, let's do it.
That's a better answer.
Without further ado, Moonward. In the void outside the Slug, there hangs a colossal, dark, crystalline formation. It is Midst's moon. There is no question in any of your minds. The once luminous crystal form is now dark, broken, shattered, hovering massively in the inky abyss just outside your vessel. Where once the moon was bright and clear, it now is black and scarred. Its crystalline formations squirming with an alien darkness that feels so very wrong. You've done it. There might be people alive in there. Shall we find out together? Take us in. You are inside the Slug, at the portholes of the vessel. This titan form looms in the darkness, colossal, eerie, unsettling, fantastically unnatural, waiting, beckoning, calling to you.
None of us have ever seen mica of this color before, correct?
This is new to you. Mica is usually bright and iridescent, white, shining, luminous. This is like the photo negative of mica, as though the fold itself has seeped into, penetrated, consumed, become one with the crystalline mass of the moon.
So it's not glowing brightly anymore.
No.
Which in some ways is kind of good, because bright light in the fold, terrors, very bad. This seems bad in new, unknown ways.
It seems bad. It could be fantastic. We're about to find out.
Maybe it's super fun.
Maybe it's wonderful. You can't see anyone anywhere. You see around the mass of the moon's hovering form broken, shattered fragments of the scaffold, the exterior infrastructure where the mining offices and docks were once mounted to the moon's form, where we originally met some of our heroes. The ship docks hang crooked and broken, bent like fingers, stretching into the darkness, you do see broken hanging mining ferries. You can see broken offices as your small ship hovers in the vicinity around the moon.
Right, I was going to ask as I take the slug on an arc around this structure, this massive structure, and close my eyes to sense the physicality of it, not just the appearance of it. Is there enough left after all of this destruction or change that it lines up to my memories of where drop-off points were? It's not so marred that it's unrecognizable.
Absolutely. You are most correct. You are well familiar with this moon. This is your moon, or once was. As a moon mining foreman, well familiar with this formation, you know this like the back of your hand. It hurts to see it so fractured, so fragmented, so decimated. Pieces of it are floating away, drifting independently into the abyss as they all turn and twist in the depths of the fog. But all of the regular structures, all the infrastructure, the docks, the offices, the entry and exit points, the mine shafts, you can see them clearly from here. You know this moon, no matter how much this moon has changed.
Walden,
Yeah.
maybe before we land on it, could you get us close to one of these fragments so I can take a sample? See what we might be getting ourselves into.
Yeah, no problem.
Careful, don't touch it. I'm sure you know this, but just because it's changed color, it's probably just as sharp as ever, so I'll go get the mining suits ready.
I might have a jackhammer drill bit I could grab. We could use that to kind of scrape it off, but...
Okay.
Fiona, Jacob is quiet. He has been looking out the window because of how you are interconnected, how you, to some degree, feel each other's feelings. You're sensing something from him right now, something you feel subconsciously but also can just clearly see. He is scared. He's very, very scared. He's looking at the moon with wide, glistening eyes. You are sensing in him a very animal fear that he is struggling to control. He takes a deep breath.
Reach down and pat the side of his cheek, comfortingly.
He snaps out of it.
Hey, buddy.
Hi. Is that it? Dusty, is that the moon?
I think so, Jacob. Rusty says, Dusty says,
Curse you, O'Brien.
yeah, Dusty Rivers crosses his arms and is like, yeah, that's, or at least that was Midst's moon.
And that's right, Jacob never got to see it in the sky.
Is that what made me? He asks.
Well,
In a way, I guess.
it was the catalyst, I guess.
Jacob's eyes turn to you, Vesta, examining the metallic scarring where your body has intermingled with the metallic design of your medical case. Is this what made that?
Yeah,
Oh, I'm okay.
it's all right. You know, of course it will be up to Fiona, but I have just some basic pills if you want something to calm your nerves. It's all herbal. It's just
It's all natural.
it's all natural. If you would like something.
Is that okay, Fiona?
It's up to you.
Sure. I've never done drugs.
It's more. It's like a supplement.
Oh, that sounds less exciting, but okay.
Yeah, it's just something to.
Tell you what, we get out of this alive. First thing when we get back, drugs.
Cool. No, that's bad. Sure, I'll try that.
Okay.
Probably not the trip to go on a trip.
I just pull out like a little silver sterling branded pill case that's just from my own personal connection. And you know, they're like beta blockers essentially, a little bit of lavender, a little bit of eucalyptus, you know, just something to kind of calm the nerves.
I have no idea if it'll affect me. I think it's mostly your choice, Jacob, so.
It's okay. If it's mild and safe, I'm willing to try anything. But I'm okay. I can handle it.
And then you do see Vesta pull out another one of her syringes from her own little concoction of her little energy boost, and she gives herself her own little injection. And I open the side door of the Slug and kind of dangle my feet out of the foldmersible, take out a pair of forceps, wait for Dusty to come back with the drill bit as I patiently await Walden to get us close to one of these floating shards to collect a sample.
I'm gonna come back in and look at what's going on back here. Hold on. You don't want to use the porch. One sec. And he's gonna go past the bar. And incidentally, I've brought us down to this highest fragment, floating high.
This large mass here.
Yeah. And
It hangs inert in the void, turning very slowly, massively, like a colossal shipwreck.
Does it glow? The model is glowing.
There is a dim, eerie luminance
But
that
nothing
seems to pulsate from within, as though a strange life lurks within the shards. It's not a bright luminance. It's not like the brilliance of regular mica. It is a dim, accursed heartbeat. Should be fine. This is normal. We're professionals here. Speaking of professionals.
moving past the bar, I go to the back wall, moving towards the back of the ship, and I pull a very thick lever in the wall there, and a metal blast door basically rises up in front, and you see what looks like the back of a small, tight train car, and there's a crate or two in here. And I walk onto the back of that section and pull an identical handle, and then the back of the ship lifts up and out, actually displays outward, almost like plumage in the back. And
Like a slug.
That unsettles me. I don't know why, that imagery.
Out of all of this, that unsettles you? Incredible. Doctors are built different.
you're gonna want to use the poop chute, and then I start moving back up to the Slug. I lock the porch door, which is the side panels, and I get, and I turn back around. Comms go to frequency 503 when you're out there. And I resume my spot in the cockpit.
You transmitted something?
I've got an earpiece in,
Okay.
so that I can communicate. Are we wearing the mining suits at this point, or?
So we can. Fiona's getting them ready. Teletheric waves, though, get a little goofy in the fold.
Yeah. At extremely short range.
Extremely short range.
That's what I was imagining was short range.
That should be just fine.
So that we can talk to you in
Yeah.
the front while we're in the back,
Yeah.
kind of a thing?
Yep.
It's like
Yep.
walkie-talkie as opposed to
Like if we're in the same
calling
ship.
around
Okay.
the world.
Yeah. That should be just fine. Yeah.
Vesta kind of puts on just some gloves. Looks over at Dusty. Whenever you're ready.
Got the bits.
No, careful. The mining gloves, they're more made to withstand gradual environmental exposure to mica dust, mostly. If you slam your hand into it, it could still cut right through, so just be careful.
You have enough suits for all of you, though you don't have enough suits to cover your other passenger. Mother Trauma.
That's right.
I was
They're
gonna
here
say,
too.
I would have sewn one that could cover
Had you known
miles of situation.
that the Eldritch Mothers were coming aboard, things might have been different, but they are unexpected arrivals. As unexpected now, Mother Trauma enters this area of the Slug. From wherever it was, he was in the back, lurking, doing his motherly business. He comes between you all, his dark, veiled, hooded face gazing forth out the windows of the Slug towards the dark moon. Are you ready? He asks in an open-ended sort of way.
I don't know, man. Hey, have you ever heard of anything like this? Have you ever seen mica that changed color like this?
He doesn't answer your question pointedly, but he moves to the cosmic navigation chart which you brought with you from Joe's garage. And a clawed, gloved hand comes forth to examine the strange markings and drawings that you made in the recent past. You thought the moon would be much deeper than it is. It would appear.
Kind of surprised we caught up to it so quickly.
It doesn't make sense, does it? What do you make of it? He's looking to all of you, to the navigator, to the moon miner, to the fold scientist,
So this one.
to the fold, to the fold transfigured duo person.
Nothing has been narrated, at least, that would indicate something holding it in stasis, slowing its descent. I've just been staring out, my view at it this whole time.
It doesn't make sense that the moon is here. You have gone deep enough that the red light mode aboard your Foldmersible activated automatically, but you are not so deep that a moon that has plummeted for depths should be anywhere near this point. It should be so much further below. You are not exactly near your expected destination. The moon should not be here, and the fact that it is very curious.
Does the moon have any sort of movement to it now, especially as we've kind of saddled up next to it, or is it stasis?
It sounds like
It's
the individual
static.
pieces are kind of
It has
drifting.
a slow drift, maybe a very slow rate of descent.
Yeah, I think I would absolutely know that.
You would. As a navigator who's traveled between many moving islets and many places deep in the fold, you would well know that this doesn't add up. The moon should not be here. The moon should be so much further below. The fact that it is here is very strange indeed. And Mother Trauma is staring at it.
I mean, listen, my perspective on what's impossible and possible has kind of changed a lot in recent time. And when the moon fell into the fold, at least initially, it was bright and it was glowing. And it could have made terrors that were capable of anything.
Yeah.
We just saw what happened to affect us on Midst. I
We
don't
also know that the fold almost has these density waves, especially when it is flustered. Perhaps there was just more of a resistance against the fold as it fell.
Or maybe something about its descent caused terrors that kept it more buoyant.
To be honest, I don't really care what stopped it here.
It's here, says Jacob. What matters is that it is here, and we're here.
I agree.
If I recall right, we're in the upper reaches of Grendelian, yeah?
That's correct. You are just on the cusp of the territory of Grendelian, one of the deeper known inhabited territories within this region of the Fold. Your home territory.
And this is not part of the United Baronies, right? This is wild country.
They're up in here.
Grendelian is under the general oversight of the United Baronies, but it is not considered to be a territory of the United Baronies. It is a lawless region. It depends on who you ask. And the United Baronies does have some jurisdiction though it is not one of their mainline conglomerated unified regions.
Well, we're lucky they didn't find it first with how close it was.
Maybe we
That we
shouldn't
know
question it. We should just take the opportunity while it's in front of us, Jacob says.
I'm going to continue my original mission with Dusty. I'm going to lean out the back. I'm going to kind of take like a bit of like a rope, like a harness, and kind of take a carabiner and attach it to the back of the ship just in case. And I'm going to lean forward to the closest shard, just kind of grab it with my large forceps, ones that you would generally see for maybe even embalming or some sort of intense surgery. They're almost the size of salad tongs as she leans forward and grips on a little tiny mica shard and waits for Dusty to see if he can chip off a little corner.
Dusty is kind of leaning out the side as well, clips into the railing.
Have you suited up into your armored suits?
I think
It's like Vesta's at least wearing gloves.
At least.
Gloves, I wouldn't say
Okay.
Probably
she's in
do
the
us for
hole.
now.
Yeah.
The void yawns beneath you as you lean out. Infinite ink black darkness below, infinite ink dark blackness above. A glistening dark shard hovers before you.
I ignore the vertigo creeping into my stomach and ready when you are.
Let's do it. I'm gonna get this into that little fracture there, and we'll see if we can get this in one piece. Dusty contacts the shard.
Wriggle the forceps back and forth, almost like extracting a tooth from a whale.
Dusty bends the bit, kind of forcing it down. And it
You're a
snaps
moon
off.
mining form. You know how to do this. It comes off easily. A shard separates with a strange liquid sparking, a swirl of dark fold as you do so. And now, in your calipers, a shard of ink black crystal. A strange, dark, almost an ichor seems to curl and swirl within it. Something alive. A almost liquid fold amalgam, a concentrate of dark matter within the crystal.
I take the shard and I open the empty syringe, the tube of it that I had just used, and I drop the shard in there and close it up. Vesta kind of opens a little travel chemistry kit, pulls out a little magnifying glass eyepiece, takes a closer look, takes a little bit of an alcohol mixture, dips some of it in there, swirls it around. Does this appear to be concentrated fold?
It is as though the fold itself has consumed and impregnated the crystal, as though drawn to the brightness of the light inside of the mica. The fold has engulfed, consumed, and become one with the crystalline matrix. You see a strange harmony of crystal and fold in this shard that you have captured. You have never heard of anything like this. This has never been predicted in any written science. You are seeing something that is fully new and fully unknown. Dark mica.
It's like it's created a new substance. I want to see something. I take that same syringe with the floating dark mica inside of it. And just below where I injected myself into my vein, I insert the syringe again. And this time pull upward on the plunger, pulling a sample of my blood into the syringe.
Vesta.
I want to see what happens if people, doctors, as people have been in this moon for some time, a month. I want to see how it could react to a biological life form. What happens?
Well, who's to say it's consistent? I mean, terrors... But that doesn't seem like it's a terror. It's like it's stabilized. I'm so confused.
I take the syringe out. I hold it up to the fold-safe lights at the back of the submersible to see if I can see through it.
So I'm going to ask you a clarifying question. We're going to be very clear about what you've just done.
Yes.
If I'm understanding this correctly, you just injected dark mica matter into your body.
No, the other way around.
Reverse.
I'm sorry.
I siphoned blood into
Oh, I see. Oh.
The container.
the
with-
containment with.
Oh.
She's not a mad scientist.
I see. That's still very
Just
cool.
ever so slightly unhinged.
Oh,
little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, blood into the vial.
Terrific. That's much worse. Vesta Sterling.
You're in trouble.
Yes, and
How are you feeling right now? What does it feel like to be here in the void, in the depths? To be betraying, possibly, your friends. Are they your friends? How does this live within you? What does it feel like? Tell us about it.
this is a moment in time that is unprecedented. Big risks often come with big rewards, no matter how dangerous.
Are you afraid?
Anxious, maybe. Strangely not afraid. This is an astronomical discovery. Something new, something that gets written down in history. And as we all know, it is the winners that get to dictate how that history is told.
So how is this history made? How does the shard change to reflect what lives in you? Does the shard grow? Does it transform? Does it become something?
There is fold inside of me, as there is fold inside all of us, like a sickening radiation that permeates everything that it touches. I imagine even those that aren't fold touched or affected just by the nature of being here may have little micro alterations to their physiology.
Does it become something you want?
I imagine it begins pulsating, matching the pulsating of the massive mica shard, taking on its own heartbeat. I imagine that silvery filigree, that same tone. If you look closely, it feels like it almost swirls inside of it, but I think I would also sense a density, a weight, as the syringe gets heavier and heavier, like the bones of my sister. Everything is connected. There is no coincidence. Everything is connected.
The shard now features a filigreed metal tattoo as it hovers within the scientific enclosure. You feel a certain oneness with it, a certain connection.
It's comforting. It reminds me of what I've lost.
I see Vesta's hand drop a little bit as the syringe is clearly gaining some sort of weight, some sort of mass, and I sort of extend a piece of a mining suit beneath it and the floor. Don't drop that. Don't let that fall.
This is not an accident, Mother Trauma says. Watching carefully from a distance, he is remaining well away from the shard you have collected. The moon wants to be found. It is waiting. This is no coincidence. You should all beware.
Mother Trauma.
Vesta, Sterling.
What happened to my sister?
You're about to find out. The moon is waiting.
Tell me.
The answer lies in there. The void below yawns, dark, inviting.
Dusty is still at the back of the ship, just locked eyes with the moon. Not that the moon has eyes.
Good now.
It has some eyes, probably.
Gazing at it fixedly, the dark circles under his eyes. Just gazing at it, kind of automatically pulling on pieces of the mining suits that Fiona has produced.
It does seem to be waiting for you. It was very easy to park the ship. The dock is strangely intact. And its attitude as it rose from the dark to greet you seemed almost a little too intentional.
This is on the smaller fragment where I landed us.
You're hovering up in this area?
I meant to be between the main and the back of the slug is aimed at that small hunk so that they could easily get down toward it.
Sure. Yes, you can take us in wherever you like. The remains, the remnants, the ruins of the docking array, the scaffold hang above you, turning in the darkness.
Better come inside for a landing.
Yeah.
Hold on. Now the back of the slug, that back compartment works with sort of airlock rules, so the moment you guys are at the back of the ship, including Mother Trauma it seems, I closed off the main, and it was open to you outside. Come on in, I'm gonna close the back, and as everyone steps in and the mechanisms that close the rear of the slug, the whole vehicle vibrates and makes noise. And I take that opportunity to flip a switch or two on the console, and a small projectile masked by the sounds and the vibration of the closing of the back door fires out the front of the slug towards the main piece of the moon and embeds a homing signal in the surface of the moon. All right, I'm gonna open the inside door.
Does anyone else notice? Is that a secretive maneuver? A slide?
For sure, I waited specifically to when the machinery of the slug was noisy and vibrating the whole ship to mask the sound of the...
Yes.
Well, I can't speak for Jacob, but Fiona definitely does not notice.
Nor does Jacob.
I think I'm working with Dusty to make sure that everyone gets suited up properly, those who don't have experience with moon mining or the suits themselves. There's a very specific way they have to be put on. They're heavy. It's reinforced layers of mica-resistant fabric and metal and filters and just layers upon layers. And normally lights aren't really required for mining in the moon because it's naturally bright. But I did grab some fold-safe headlamps for the journey, so
Neither
have
of you
those.
notice. Or do you?
I think Vesta is so fixated on the syringe.
Your new little companion. Your very own piece of dark mica.
I will say this. Knowing that the back gate to the ship is about to close, Vesta takes the syringe and just mutters to herself, "The moon wants to be found, so let it be found." And she drops it out of the back hatch.
It hangs weightless in the air as you release it. How large is this shard?
small enough to fit in a syringe, so.
Yeah, I imagine it's not your modern syringe that you would see getting a routine shot at a
chunky
doctor.
Bioshock
it's
one.
It's a chunky Bioshock one. So I would say it's maybe, a larger cylinder, maybe the size of maybe a small growing cucumber.
Evocative.
Chunky. It's a chunky.
The mind's eye
boy.
readily grasps the comparison.
It's like a little fold mercible.
Yes.
It hangs in the air, strangely weightless, glowing, pulsating, as it begins to drift away into the void.
I set it sailing and then go inside.
Walden, your homing beacon has been implanted undetected. It begins to transmit successfully, and you receive an echo back, a response signal, a confirmation that your broadcast has been received.
I also click something on in my flight suit, doing the same for myself, and I feel pretty confident that the passengers mostly did not detect it, but I certainly eyeball the mother as he returns to the main chamber.
His blank, shrouded, hooded countenance betrays nothing to you. Who knows what that guy knows? You might want to be careful.
Speaking of the mother, I did bring extra suits, and I sort of hold one out to him uncertainly.
I imagine we have one for Joe, right?
Yeah,
That's
and
true.
I brought extra because, well, assuming when we find survivors, their suits will probably be in pretty bad shape. So we each have an extra that we can carry with us and give to anyone that we may find.
Outstanding. I rescind my prior comments that you did not have enough suits. You clearly do.
Oh, did
For no, not at all. It was I who misremembered that you are well prepared for these exact eventualities. So you have the suits.
Being in charge.
You have the suits you need. You're not the guide narrator this time. You have all the suits you need. You have a plenty. But Mother Trauma does not require one. He holds up a gloved hand.
Not necessary for me. I possess my own protections, and I will extend them to you as well. Though you should continue to wear your armored garments nonetheless. You cannot be too careful.
Thanks.
Dusty raises an eyebrow. I mean, you know the fold better than I, but mica is a dangerous thing.
You're speaking to By the trauma?
Well, yeah, just sort of as a reaction to saying that this may be a... Yeah.
On the contrary,
Not often found down here.
True.
on the contrary, I do not know Micah better than you. You are an expert on the material, and we will defer to your guidance and to your judgment where Micah is concerned.
Given the attitude of the doc, not the doctor, but the doc that we're docking with,
Distinction.
does it seem like the kind of like the entryways, the passages are like bent and broken, or are things looking fairly stable and...
Yes.
Okay.
Bent and broken, but perhaps adequately stable.
Well,
You being well familiar with what makes a mica edifice like this structurally sound, I think, would have insight into the reality that you can set foot here. You can go aboard. Caution is required, but with care and precision,
I think
a
we
landing
should
party
hurry.
is possible.
Yeah, yeah.
I should go.
yeah. Well, at the very least, I recommend boots, as much of the suit as you're comfortable wearing.
Vesta
All of
suits
it.
up.
Wear the
Yeah.
whole thing.
Yeah, protection.
You don't want to get
is-
Micah lung.
Yeah,
Yeah, correct.
All right, let me take it in.
do it, Walden.
Kick off my flip-flops and close my eyes.
Take us in.
And like I'm playing a 1980s arcade game in my mind, I can see the contours of the docking structures and safely move the slug through obstacles, lowering, raising as necessary, and we never even nudge a single obstruction, and touch down in a section of the moon that at least I am familiar with, having landed here before.
In fact, we were just here the other day.
Very well.
You have come into an immaculate landing on the moon's primary docking array. The very spot where you came aboard originally to deliver your cargo of fine beverages. It looks a little different now, but the scaffold does support you.
I flick a bunch of switches and the lights inside the slug go dimmer with just sort of emergency lights on. All right, I'm gonna suit up. Slug will be okay. And he starts putting on the gear and he sort of shudders as he's like, ugh, socks. He starts putting on socks, boots, the whole deal, and gets ready to go in with y'all.
Sorry, they're not exactly designed for comfort.
Make him
Vesta
itchy.
takes her whole medical kit, throws it across her body, long strap.
You gonna keep Horace safe and sound on the ship while we go looking around?
I'm bringing my bird in there. Back in bed. Put some
This-
extra feet in the cage.
It's dark, Micah. It's whatever it's become. It is reacting. It's reacting to biological. It senses our biological presence. So, just watch yourself.
Just one more reason not to bleed on it.
Yeah.
I know that Dusty is outfitted, but I also cinch on a really thick leather belt with a massive wrench shoved in the side. Big as my forearm.
Let's gear up. Tell me what you take with you into Midst's fallen moon.
Well, I'm helping Jacob get dressed and sort of putting the finishing touches onto an obviously heavily customized mining suit that I've created for the two of us. Just making sure where the leg of my suit attaches seamlessly to the helmet of his so that there won't be any gaps. And just asking him, is that too tight? How's your visibility?
That feels okay. I think I can see pretty clearly. If we need to move fast, are you all right if I swing around quickly? You're not too top heavy with your armor. Are you going to be okay?
Yeah, I think we'll, do a few practice walk
Okay.
up and down the scaffold before we do anything nuts. But
In the darkness of the fold, though with the dim lights inside the slug, he can still sort of see you through his hand mirror, but it's getting a little hard to communicate eye to eye.
yeah, well, I put on a fold-safe headlamp.
Interestingly, you don't have to communicate eye to eye in quite the same way. You really are feeling something within him. His heartbeat hammers in you too. You sense his tension, you sense his preparedness, but also his bubbling, simmering fear. So if anything goes wrong, you get surprised, you'll know about it pretty quick. Okay, we didn't bring any. No.
What? What do you need?
Weapons? I mean, if there are people like me,
What do you mean?
there might, who knows what's in there.
People like you aren't gonna fight us. They're gonna help us.
He seems mildly charmed. His heartbeat decelerates a little bit. Oh, well, okay. I hope there are people like me.
And I have my sewing kit.
I've never-
And if anyone tries to hurt you, I'll stab a needle in their eye.
I've got needles.
We've got plenty of needles.
Yeah, I
Fiona.
don't think you're completely off bases with terrors. You never know what cards you're going to pull.
Fiona, you just offered to protect Jacob by stabbing people with a needle in case he's ever scared or in danger. You feel a warmth spreading through you. It's brief. It is a appreciation. Your words matter to him. He struggles, desires, yearns to protect you, but the fact that you wish to protect him, that means a lot. And you can feel it in your very bodies.
Hopefully I won't have to.
Mother Trauma is standing by the rear of the slug, looking out into the lunar dock area.
It's very quiet, but we should very much beware.
Vesta, before departing, goes back into the storage room, grabs every piece of medical equipment that she brought. She also tucks away a few of those fireworks, just in cases. Her bag is getting a little cumbersome, a little almost too full. She takes a few of her pill cases and puts some in her pockets, tries to secure them the best that she can.
Jacob can help carry extra stuff if you need.
Oh, that's good to know. Thank you.
Again, please. I'm good at carrying things. But I like to do it. It's okay. Let me know.
She rummages. She pulls out that little, tiny. It's almost like a smaller case that she had within her larger medical case. That is her transportable chemistry kit to make room for the fireworks that she just shoved in her bag. And so she hands that over to Jacob as well.
I'll carry these. Just let me know if you need them.
Thank you. Very kind of you. We should hurry.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping if anyone was alive, they'd be rushing out in relief to greet us by now, but that doesn't seem to be.
Does not seem to be the case. From in here, you can see no signs of human life. You can see the remnants of human life that once existed on the moon, of course. You see broken offices, scaffolds, gantries, walkways. You see the ephemera of mining, tools, various devices and machines, but no people. There is no one here. It is quiet.
Question, with the moon partially fractured and broken the way it is now, are we also seeing exposed any like tunnel or cave cross sections that were previously enclosed mining areas of the
Did any rock face break away, you mean? Revealing the inside?
Yeah, like
Yes, where faces of crystal have broken apart, you can now see as though a cross section within those areas of mass that were once enclosed. Now, tunnels and winding pathways and elevator shafts, like a termite maze colony, a termite colony winding through the substrate, the structure of the dark mica, though now twisted, broken, fractured.
okay.
Dusty has loaded the drill bit back onto his mica jackhammer, which is like a sizable thing, and he's carrying it over one shoulder. Maybe like the sort of a 4 feet long, 2 or 3 feet around, at least on the driving end.
All powered up, right?
Yeah.
Fresh box.
Fresh box, absolutely. And after rolling up and affixing one of the extra suits to a clip on the mining suit buckle, he's going to grab some of those like ready-to-eat noodle meals, throw those into a duffel bag.
But how will we boil water? We'll figure it out.
Grab the puffer fish.
And
I'll bring a popular tea kettle.
Dusty turns to face the docking scaffold and the termite Swiss cheese of the moon face ahead of us. Well, if they're in there, they need us. Come on, let's go.
All right, I start to get the ship ready to be empty. I grab one of those fold bursts or fold grenade, depending on your nomenclature. I grab a picture of Broken Rock, a picture of my brother and my dad. I take a nip off of a flask and shove that away on my person. And then as we all step out onto the moon, I turn, seal it up, rub my hand on the side of it, give it a couple pats, and turn towards what's been ruined here.
The moon. In we go. Mother Trauma is with you. You are standing on the gantries of the moon's exterior scaffolds. The broken facilities of the moon mine await before you. Darkness seething beyond the veil of fog.
So we step out onto this scaffolding, this metallic gangplank. Vesta's heart is just pounding. She can barely focus. There's that white noise rushing in her ears as she's reflecting on how so many things in her life have brought her to this exact moment. As she's standing on the precipice of the void, it also feels like the precipice of greatness of this discovery. And she's starting to have a hard time focusing, keeping her priorities in straight. She was here for a rescue mission that she did believe in. But this could be so much more. She's almost faint, and there is a fracture, a hole in the scaffolding that she does not notice, and her foot slips directly through it. She kind of collapses over the edge as one of her pill cases that she had put in her pocket just moments ago clatters down the side of the face of the moon.
Swing around, and the beam of the fold safe headlamp just illuminates you.
She lets out just a very short but sharp yelp. Just a ha!
You alright?
The rock clatters, bouncing, echoing down through crystalline formations, pinging off of dark crystal, and down below,
No.
you see something move. In reaction to the sound, you see below, on a crag, far below in the mass of one of the moon's other shards, further down below the scaffold, something looks straight up at you and then dips away into darkness.
Do we all see this?
I don't.
You tell me.
Well, I turn back to look at Vesta. I'm gonna say I see it. And I call out,
Yeah.
hello?
Did you see that? Dusty.
What? Someone?
There's
Look,
people-
look.
There's people here.
Dusty comes over, helps Vesta unstick
Thank
foot
you.
from
I'm sorry.
No.
We haven't even gotten in yet.
You're good. You're good.
Right
The
next
suit should have protected you from any scrapes on just metal. You know, it's made to withstand against mica, so you might be a little bruised.
You need a
I'm
doc,
okay.
doc.
So far, so good.
She kind of pulls open, lifts from where her foot went through this metal hole. There was a little bit of like the pant leg kind of lifted a bit, and she did get like a bit of a scrape. There was a little bit of blood. Not gushing by any means, but just that mix between a scrape right before a scrape becomes a cut.
A little oozy.
A little oozy. And she just tries to cover it really quick.
Twist it.
Just a little strained. It's fine.
Okay. Well,
You said you saw something.
yeah. I think I saw someone, a person. I think there's
Did you
survivors
recognize
here.
them? Who?
It was too dark.
They were dark and distant, very unclear, moving fast.
Definitely alive. Were they on a separate section of the moon?
No,
or
further down. You are here aboard this large primary mass of the moon from which the scaffold and gantries emerge. The main mines are just below, and that did appear to be where the moving entity was located. Right next to where you plunged into that crevasse, there is something familiar on the ground.
Stuff. Props. Oh no.
From the olden days.
We brought it back.
It's lying there with Tomasi's red pen inscription still in place.
This is where we should head.
How do we get down there, Dusty?
Well, we can try. I mean, we'll need to go inside at least past the front offices and by the cafeteria. I'm guessing there might have been some folks holed up there, but if who you saw was down
Further down.
in the mine, then yeah, we should.
I think they saw us though. Maybe they'll be on their way to meet us.
Can you help me? Was this person or thing ahead of us in the sort of the main entrance of the mines, or off of like a side drop?
It seemed like a lower level, like they came out into an exterior area, like a,
Yeah.
I don't want to say like a balcony.
Yeah,
but
essentially, as you look down from the gantries where you were located, you can see down the cliff face of the broken moon. And down below, where you can see that termite colony maze of broken tunnels and elevator shafts and broken mining passageways, down there below on the cliff face was where you saw a figure briefly emerge, look up towards you, and then disappear
In the distance.
in the distance.
Well, can't worry about that. Let's go in the main and see if we can help some people. We'll get as many out as we can. And Walden means it.
You mean it?
And I turn around and look out at sort of the sky, looking if I can see if any other craft or ship is out there. scans it for a second.
Nothing that you see.
Doesn't see shit.
But it's interesting that you should check now, Walden, because what you do not see, you nonetheless can feel. Something is coming. A ship, based on the way it moves, and a ship whose movements, speed, and mass you know quite well the echolocative nature of. Baxford Wanian is inbound.
Come on. Moonlight's burning.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
Dusty says, and with a practiced walk, Dusty takes the first steps into the place he walked into every day. But it's very different this time. Dusty's kind of glowering through his masked headpiece, and you can kind of hear through the respirator and take a long sigh, just sort of a okay.
It would be nice if these suits were fold-proof too, huh?
Never thought that would be a problem, did we?
Strange twisting tunnels lead down before you. Crawlways, walkways, mining pathways. Certainly the old broken elevators that lead down to that region, where first we visited with Dusty moments before we were leaving for vacation. A region of the moon mine where your teams most recently were hard at work excavating some kind of, what was it that Tomasi called it? Some kind of strange arrowhead-shaped compressed shard core. It's down there, not so very
BB,
far.
if I
Section
recall.
BB something. Yep.
Don't suppose the elevators are still working.
It doesn't look like it.
That would be
Dusty
too
says,
easy.
kind of taking a look down the shaft.
They're still in there. They're a little bent, they're a little twisted, they're a little questionable, but they're definitely not gone.
I want to call down the shaft. Maybe the echoes will help us. Hello? Tomasi? Anybody? What was
Is that you?
No.
Maybe it's just the echo. Maybe it's doing weird things. I don't know.
Anybody alive down there?
I gesture at the haunted moon.
The haunted moon.
Well, I hope so. But
Dusty calls again down the shaft. Hello, anybody alive down there?
we're here to help.
That's comforting.
Okay.
All right, well, for the elevators, out of the question. What
You
else?
tell me. It's not out of the question. It would just be very exciting.
I like exciting.
Does it need some fresh box?
Does it need a little love from a talented baccular mechanic,
A
perhaps?
little bacular love?
You want to tell us how it goes?
Okay. All right. God, I wish Joe was here.
We've got this.
Okay. Lower us down a little, Jacob. You're a little high for me.
He squats down. Can I hold something?
Yeah.
Tools?
Here.
Your-
I get my little just bacular repair kit and pass down. Just hold that.
Okay.
We're gonna crack open the wall panel here.
Oh, I know how this works. I've been watching carefully at Joe's garage.
Oh.
I think I
Do you want to do it? You can do it. Go ahead. Looks like
Really?
it's about to fall off anyway.
He balances carefully so that you don't teeter over much on top of his
I
head.
lean the other way, counterbalancing,
And he-
letting him
I
lean.
place a hand on Jacob's shoulder to brace.
You feel a surge again of belonging, a feeling of mattering, both at this opportunity and at the hand from Walden. Okay. And Jacob cranks open a panel, pulls apart the fixing bolts, and reveals the necessary components.
I hand him the tool that you use to remove box with.
A boculizer.
Oh, a boculizer. Yeah.
Of course.
I would have used a boculator, but that's just me.
Well, you know, different schools.
Dab hand with the boculator this one.
So you just want to pop out the old box.
Okay. Jacob pops the sort of cubic, old, rectangular box out, and shouldering that, do we want to put something else in?
Yeah, just a second. I give it a gust of air from a little syringe just to puff out the dust and the mica residue that has collected in there. It illuminates, flickering in the beams of our fluctuating headlamps. All right, shiny new box ready to go. Just do the reverse of what you just did to install them. You're doing great.
Thank you. I'm trying. Jacob installs the replacement and connects the appropriate inputs and outputs, rewires the flywheel. Okay. Does that do it?
Put the cover back on and let's see.
The cover goes back on.
Okay.
Pull the lever.
Yeah.
You tell me.
Because I can't bear to break a Jacob's heart, I'm going to say we hear, after a moment of anticipatory silence, a vibration beneath us and a thrumming as the elevator platform rumbles up, kind of shakily, kind of not as smoothly as I might like, but functionally up to our level.
Yes, it is a little bit clattery, a little bit bent and broken, but it does come forth successfully.
Boy.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh,
Walden, why don't you go first?
I was about to offer, if it can hold me, it probably hold all of us. And I'll creak out onto it, and it does start to a little bit. And you see part of the floor even kind of like go bend down a little bit, but it holds. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good.
Uh-huh.
Well, maybe we don't push our luck then and we just take it one at a time. I'm sure that will result in no narrative situations.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Borrow time.
Let's evenly distribute our weight. I kind of shimmy my way on, and I'm keeping my legs like she's kind of doing a duck waddle, and kind of square off in a corner opposite of Walden.
I smile at you, but my eyes are closed.
Dusty steps aboard as well. He kind of takes a position near the door, kind of by the inter-elevator control panel, and checking against the schematics, it looks like if this shaft goes most of the way down, we should be able to get down to level BB if we need.
Okay.
Fiona.
Careful, Jacob. Easy does it. Oh, I should mention I've probably also put on my stilt for my right leg so we can walk evenly if need be, but we might be the heaviest. So let's just tiptoe out there.
strange flickering luminance seems to shiver through the moon for just a moment. You hear a clattering from below, a strange shifting, a movement in the mining levels beneath. You hear what sound like scampering footsteps. You hear what sounds like old mining safety doors clanking open and shut. You hear a distant whispering of what seem like voices, and then all is quiet again. Mother Trauma has been quietly hovering at the back of your group.
I say again, beware.
Are you coming or what?
Yes, of course I'm coming.
Okay.
I offer my protections.
We all kind of shift and make a hole for mother trauma. Kind of lean back. I
One of
don't
those
really
classic awkward elevator
Yeah,
rides.
exactly.
Yeah.
Don't really want to touch mother trauma, so I just kind of lean a little bit, avert my gaze.
In the elevator?
There's another lever in here. Everybody ready?
Ready?
Ready, says Jacob.
Toss it down.
You notice how when the elevator made all that noise coming up, nobody called out? I just pulled the big wrench out, lower down.
I mean, these are our people. These are our friends and neighbors.
We should be prepared for them to not be our people anymore.
The elevator descends fairly smoothly. It has seen better days, but your repairs have made a difference.
I'm amazed it worked at all.
And down, down, down you go. You know where to get out, don't you? You know when to pull the stop lever. Outside the metal grate of the elevator doors, you see mining level after mining level passing by outside. Warped, twisted, broken, fragmented mining passageways, twisted surreally, strangely convolving and bending in angles and directions that they did not used to bend. The moon is it's a little weird now. Things may not be as they seem. We're getting close, Dusty.
Okay, we're gonna try and take this step at a time. There's no telling what we might find, who we might encounter. Dusty is saying this partly for his own benefit as well as the benefit of the group. But the section they were drilling out or about to drill out is coming up. And as the elevator approaches level BB, Dusty signals to Jacob and Fiona, let's stop.
Okay, brace yourselves, everybody. It doesn't really have a gradual slow down mode. Chunk! And I throw the lever to stop us at the indicated level.
Vesta kind of staggers on her ankle that she fell through just a little bit.
Walden is standing, and as soon as it jerks, goes down another 2 or 3 inches.
Oh, that.
And I'm at the center, so everyone feels the floor go.
Okay, we made it.
Yep.
Let's go. Off the elevator.
Dusty, cranks the grill. Part of it maybe gets a little hung up on a jagged piece of metal, but there should be enough room for us to slip out one at a time.
I squeeze out of there at the earliest opportunity.
The elevator doors open to reveal to you the inner core of the lunar mine. And perhaps to the surprise of none of you, it looks a little different. The doors of the elevator open before you to reveal a passage leading into the interior of the moon's primary mine. And I don't think I need to remind you that it doesn't look the way it once did. In fact, it looks unrecognizable. There stretches before you a hall of doors. Strange paintings hang upon the walls, and dark creatures crawl upon the ceiling, flittering like who knows what. I almost said lizards, but that's wrong. That would be too intelligible. They are there one moment and gone the next. This was not here before. This is something new.
Think they've done some redecorating while they've been gone?
How big creatures?
How many creatures?
Vaguely humanoid. There were anywhere from 2 of them to 70 of them, but it is a little hard to remember. It's kind of like a dream that you had, and upon waking, it just kind of fades away rapidly and is no longer there.
Vesta-sized?
Perhaps.
Do I feel like
approximately.
this is what I saw? And not a person, but one of these things?
Hard to say. I'm not sure you would know for sure. At that distance, at that depth, it is a little hard to ascertain.
If we turn around, do we see the elevator
Oh yes.
behind us?
Don't worry, this isn't one of those.
Just checking, you know.
I'm glad you asked. The elevator is still there.
These doors, do they appear carved, or are they out of place doors like ones that you would find in a wooden structure?
I'm glad you asked. They definitely don't look like mining doors. There's a wide variety of doors. There are many doors throughout the cosmos. You've got wooden doors, you've got hand-carved kind of stone doors, you've got doors from Grandma's house.
A menagerie.
You've got doors from your farmhouse in Broken Rock. You've got doors from Joe's Garage.
What about one of my doors that I made to have a higher threshold so that I could pass under it without hitting my head?
You tell me.
I think I see exactly the head-shaped carving that I got used to making at home. Eerily familiar.
Interesting. Something is not as it might appear. Mother Trauma doesn't like it.
Mother Trauma doesn't like it.
Mother Trauma doesn't like it. He shakes his head, looking around.
This isn't good.
He says, perhaps unnecessarily.
Yeah, this wasn't here before.
Is it self-absorbed to think or assume that there is a door for each of us?
I think you're probably right on the money.
Why? What kind of door do you see?
I imagine Vesta would see a door to her family's villa, her estate on the outskirts of town in Sequester, from her childhood home.
You're damn right.
Okay.
Mother Trauma
All right.
steps in front of the group.
Vesta Sterling, Walden Orlok, I have a favor to ask of you. I know you hold no love for the mothers, both because of what we did and because of what we did not do to help those you love. The grandmother has extended her sincerest apologies, and I recognize that it is not enough. We cannot bring back what you lost, and even if what you lost survives.
He turns to you, Vesta.
You will never see her again.
You're
Look.
lying. You're lying. Grandmother said she was still alive.
I promise you, Vesta, I am not lying to you. She is still alive, but that does not mean you will see her ever again. She is being kept safe from herself, from others. And I am here to keep you all safe from the very same thing that took her from you.
Mother Trauma reaches into his robes and produces a knife. It is made of dark mica. It is strangely reminiscent of the dark, iridescent magnifying glass that hung around the neck of the grandmother. It is made of the same material. He holds it out in his hand, first to you, Vesta.
I will defend you all from harm, but in order to do this, I need your cooperation.
He extends the knife to Walden.
There will come a time when you must use this to destroy me. When the time comes, do not hesitate. Who will do this? It is essential to your protection. If you wish to survive, you will comply.
You don't want to elaborate at all, do you?
If I did, you would be in danger. More danger than you already face. But given that you hold no love for me, I offer you the knife. Or you. I trust you most to plunge in deep.
Which of you takes Mother Trauma's dagger? It doesn't have to be either of you. You could step in as well.
I'm not feeling like this is super in my wheelhouse.
Yeah. Dusty's eyes tracking between Vesta and Walden in this moment.
Mother Trauma is waiting.
It must be one of you. I cannot do it myself. The risk is too great. When the time comes, you must not hesitate. Which of you will do this?
Just to be super clear, you're asking them to kill you at some point.
He does that thing where he once again does not answer your
Why do I
question.
bother?
Mothers.
They're barely human.
All right, give me that shit.
Mother Trauma hands Walden Orlok the dark mica dagger.
Let your anger drive the blade. Do not wait. When the time is right, you must strike without hesitation. I will trust you with this task. We are agreed. Walden, let us go.
The dark hallway stretches before you, full of doors. In the distance, at the end, a strange light.
So this definitely wasn't here. Okay.
You said there were paintings on the walls?
Yes. Quite a few, almost as many as there are doors.
Try not to look at those.
Mother Trauma says.
I'll look at one.
How can you not?
Yeah.
And what exactly do you see?
I see what looks like an old west vista, except it's a darkened sky, and there is a machine shop built in to the side of Stone Face. It is where I spent my childhood through my early 20s.
It's uncanny. How does it make you feel to see it?
Unnerved. Has my fucking name on it.
So it does.
What does it look like for the rest of us just observing Walden looking at the painting?
It is like an open garage or hangar built into sort of like dark brownish stone all around it. There is a large sign that just says Orlok and Sons over the entrance. There is a dog sleeping, leashed up to a post near the front door. There are machines and a few vehicles, not unlike the one I rode in on a few days ago. There's no one in it, there's no one there, just the dog.
Jacob is staring fixedly at a painting on the wall. Oops.
I'm gonna reach down and cover his faceplate.
Okay.
Hey, sorry to...
He shudders. He snaps out of it. He was a little transfixed.
the mother said not to do that. Sorry.
I know. Sorry. I shouldn't have looked.
I'm just kind of keeping my eyes fixedly trained.
You can tell he still really wants to look again. You can feel the tension in his body. He was interested in what he saw, but scared.
Can I take my face away, Jacob? I mean, my hand?
Okay. You probably shouldn't look either, he says. Do you comply with that suggestion?
For now.
Very strong of you. Well done. The eerie light shines at the end of the passageway. Mother Trauma is staring dead ahead.
This is a place of extraordinary danger. We must move quickly and carefully. The longer we remain here, the greater the risk becomes.
Okay, but do we even know where we're going? This isn't part of the mine anymore.
I mean, this is a terror, right? It's a terror. We're in a terror.
Where terror created this? I don't know.
I suppose there's only one way to get through it, and that's getting through it.
Yeah, but do we go through one of these doors? Do we go straight? Any
You
words
can
of
certainly go straight.
wisdom, Mother?
It is a relatively straight pathway, though it is lined with strange doors and strange images. And yet again, things crawl upon the walls, half remembered, half visible, but then gone again, swiftly forgotten. The passageway winds through strange dark crystal and leads to a doorway at the end.
I'm gonna walk up to one of the doors on the side of this hallway, one that means nothing to me. It looks like a clean metal door, and I'm gonna knock on it with my wrench a couple times. Anyone in there?
Something knocks back.
Well, I can't say I really want to do this, but
I mean, what if it's...
what the hell did we come all this way for if we're not gonna look?
Open them at your own risk. You might find what you're looking for, or you very much might not.
What else is new? That's the way doors work.
Raise my wrench and push the door in. Hello?
What is on the other side, Walden?
shine a old safe lamp in there.
A room that is maybe 100 feet across, filled with, it's like a room in a museum with blocks in space and bits of carved stone statues and masks atop each one. And there's some sort of braided piece of art stretched across one wall.
Okay, so nobody's in here.
Doesn't seem to be. What does this mean to you?
Walden picked a door, because I have seen the door. I have not called it out, but I have seen the door to the back of my house on Broken Rock, and I'm not dealing with it as of yet.
Which wasn't this door.
Was not this door.
If this was a terror, how did it know we were coming?
That is the question.
Mother Trauma says.
If anything, this confirms my theory, my research, everything that I've been working towards, that the fold, it knows it's sentient, it interacts with our physiology and our memories. It knows.
But how did it know?
Did the moon know we were coming?
It almost certainly did.
Mother Trauma says quietly. He is continuing to walk forward down the passageway.
We don't need to go in there.
All right.
I follow behind Mother Trauma.
Dusty sort of pauses in the hall to make sure that Walden and Fiona and Jacob aren't, yoinked in or something when closing the door.
So far, so good. Not too much yoinking.
Let's stick together if we can. But, yeah.
Well, if the moon did know we were coming, hopefully it knew why we were coming, and hopefully it has all of our friends waiting for us in a nice, convenient room up ahead. Who's to say the moon is not our friend?
Vesta's eyes glint as a reflection of one of the framed pieces on the wall catch her attention. She turns immediately and her eyes widen. It is a certificate of recognition, a diploma almost, if you will, granted to her for her extraordinary work as a medical professional, granted by the United Baronies.
Granted under conditions of extraordinary bravery.
Yes.
In service to the Department of the Exterior.
She starts almost hyperventilating.
It specifically calls out something you did.
Oh no.
In very telling language.
She reaches and tries to rip it off the wall
It comes off.
and throws it down.
Jacob seems to think that's a little weird.
I notice him noticing and turn.
Mother Trauma is just watching at a distance, knowingly.
What are you doing, Vesta?
Everything okay?
Yes.
Everything's fine. Everything's just fine.
It's laying face up despite Vesta's efforts to hide it on the ground. If anyone so wishes to see it, they could.
I think I do, because Jacob noticed and drew my attention. I look down, and I read whatever is written on the piece of paper.
It itemizes your deeds performed for the United Baronies. Any particularly notable headlines? I have some for you if you're not ready. But you can tell us what is there if you know what it says.
One would read something along the lines of medical clearance confirmed. Mining of mica determined safe. You tell me one now.
In valiant service to the United Baronies, at great risk to herself and her friends, in leading the United Baronies to the discovery of the moon.
No.
Without the knowledge or consent of her companions. That's what Fiona reads. Seems like the two of you are not reading this. For utmost bravery, despite personal risk and personal misgivings, you did what needed to be done.
She takes the heel of her boot and smashes the glass.
I told you not to look at the paintings.
Mother Trauma says,
You did say
helpfully, a little late.
I lean close to you for a moment. I'm very tall. We're dealing with a lot right now. Are you here to save people?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
That's all I want to talk about right now.
Walden. A large mass has come to a stop just outside the moon. You know the shape well. You know the feeling. You know the presence. You know who it is. You know who has just arrived. You may do with this information as you will. You are no longer alone. Hopefully you weren't alone in the first place. Hopefully people are still alive. But there are newcomers now, and they're coming in.
The moment that I sensorially feel that ship touch down, I am 50 feet behind the group staring at a corrugated metal door, half rusted over. And when everyone looks back, there's a picture, a photograph. I don't know if it's a bokograph here.
Probably
He's got a picture in his hand.
a drawing, an illustration would be most likely. I don't want to get too far into the canon
Let's
wormhole.
make it a drawing. That works too. And he's just staring at the door, and that hits. Raises it, drawing up and drops it. Looking at this door real hard. Oh, fuck you.
I just sort of look at
disappears out of
Dusty
the hall.
despairingly.
Walden is gone. Through the door.
Yeah. Walk straight in 5 or 6 feet.
Walden.
Do you want to tell us where you've gone? Or will we come back to you later?
Yeah, let's come back.
Have you gone to see someone?
Yeah, I know where I am.
He's gone.
Well, I was about to say, I feel like we should really keep hustling through this hallway and get to the end. What's Mother Trauma doing?
Mother Trauma is standing near to you and appears to be listening carefully and watching attentively. Nothing is escaping his veiled notice as you move. He is ready. He is waiting for something. He is watching. He is preparing.
How's Jacob doing?
Spooked, but generally doing okay. as best as can be expected given the circumstances.
Okay, well we can't leave the hallway without everybody. Clearly we have to. If we don't stick together, there's not that many of us. This is feeling really weird really fast.
Take us down the hall. The light at the end continues to gleam eerily. Something is waiting for you. Strange forms move in the dark around you.
Well, it's not like we can leave without Walden.
He's here.
Walden? Can you still hear us?
It would seem he can't hear you, or can he? It's hard to say. He seems to be gone. He may return when he is ready, or that might have been the last of him. Mother Trauma doesn't have time to deal with that and does not pursue him.
He does have the knife.
He does. Someone should get him.
I would pursue him, but I dare not risk leaving you unaccompanied. In case the worst should come for you.
In the room, after the door closes behind him, he is standing in a very ramshackle, shabby home in a little hallway from a little corrugated door that's shut behind him. It is all entirely familiar. Walden looks to his right, knowing he'll find a mirror smudged and dirty on the wall. And he sees himself far younger. The scar that has faded around his face, the modeling around his eye is dark and red and wider, and he is emaciated, gaunt, and young, early 20s. I walk another 7 or 8 paces forward, knowing I will find the kitchen and the sitting room. And my older brother sits in a rocking chair at the kitchen table, gaunt as well. And when I enter, he turns his head and smiles absently at me. Hey, Fagin. But there's no answer.
His eyes are hollow. He's almost gone. He doesn't seem to recognize you anymore. He doesn't seem to know where he is.
I see the bed in the sitting room, 8 feet away, where my father would have been only a few months prior, before we lost him. And I hear my brother's voice creak out and say, "Let's go." Let's go. Like he said about 100 times a day, every day for the last 3 months. That's all he says.
And from the dark behind you, another voice. Come now, Walden. Let's go. A hand is on your shoulder, a familiar hand. Strong, assured. A familiar voice in the darkness.
Let's go.
I see the same drawing that was in my hand moments ago, pinned to the wall with a picture of my father, Whitcomb, and my brother Fagin and me. Before the creek hit Broken Rock. Took so many of us away. It almost took me. But the United Baronies enabled when they locked Broken Rock down. Once they put feet on the ground here. Held us off from supplies, medicine, relief. Let's go. Turn around to the voice behind me.
You know who it is. He's here to take you out of this place, just as he was once before. Baxford Wanian's hand comes towards you out of the dark. You don't belong here anymore, Walden. Come with me. Let's go.
Baxford. I got something to do yet.
His two red eyes regard you. And what is that, Walden?
Gotta find folks.
Lead the way. A strange light emerges from behind you, from the corridor of doors.
Is that where I come from? The hall?
You don't remember.
I'm still calling.
You hear a voice.
Kid.
Call again.
Walden! Come on.
Walden. You hear a voice from the hallway. The metal door that Walden disappeared through has opened once again. A mist, a vaporous fog trailing from its opening.
When I hear Fiona's voice, I start to shuffle absentmindedly the same way that my father and my brother did when the creep, when the sickness got bad. I look just like them. But I follow a thread like I did back in the day.
A horned figure, a silhouette in the open door behind you. Do you recognize them? Mother Trauma is in the open doorway.
He's inside.
Pull him out.
I cannot step within.
In fact, Mother Trauma takes a step back from the door.
What is in there is far too dangerous for me to touch. Walden, can you hear us?
Just kind of hovering 6 inches before passing through the door.
He's right there, just inside the threshold of the doorway.
You wanted to know what lies below.
I'll get him. I'll get him.
I'm running out of gas.
You want to save people? Maybe you could start with him.
Act of bravery. I stepped through the door.
You step through the door.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna grab the coattails of her lab coat, baby.
I'll
a
reach
little
over.
a little bit of a steadying counterbalance.
I-
I'm not preventing you if you really want to charge in, but
I grab Fiona's hand with my left hand and reach through the door with my right.
Walden,
Reaching.
you're just inside the room, yes?
Maybe I'll just sit down.
He's swaying. He seems like he's barely here. A darkness is swirling around his body. A strange, almost living ichor, a blackness, a squirming, crawling darkness is beginning to consume him within the doorway.
And I see this.
Mm-hmm. visible to you. He's right there. He's just inside the room.
It's like he can't hear us.
It's like he can't hear you.
Wickham,
Walden.
Fagin,
Walden.
sit with me, spell.
Pull him out.
I grab just under his elbow and try to gently pull him out.
Do you resist?
Don't resist, but I certainly don't help, and I am heavy.
He is heavy, Vesta.
Jacob,
Heavy, heavy, heavy.
Fiona, on the count of 3.
Yeah. Okay, Jacob.
I
Dusty.
loop under.
I reach back
We're
further into the
all-
hallway, grab onto Dusty's
I-
massive arm.
Chain my arm around him to secure my grip. All right, pull.
Hurl myself back along with Jacob.
Walden, do you come out?
Yeah, he gets dragged out. He's not responsive.
Limp, heavy on the ground. The swirling darkness investigating every crevice of his face, his mouth, his eyes. There's a brief flickering of red, a strange light, pinpricks in each eye that then fades and again is gone. The darkness is dissipating, spreading, squirming across the floor, separating, fragmenting into forms which crawl between paintings and doors before disappearing again. And there he lies, still on the ground, the darkness gone.
I'm gonna slam
door.
that door shut.
Yeah.
Is fucking shut.
Walden,
Walden,
are you okay? Can you hear us?
I crack open, reach in my bag and crack open some smelling salts. Very simple. And waft him under
Dusty
his nose.
tries to get a kind of arm under Walden's shoulders to sort of hold his head up a little bit.
Walden?
I hear them, but instead of responding, I'm reaching out to feel the ship. I don't know if it was real or not at this point.
It's real. It's here. And
Which ship?
do you speak that aloud or are you just, no, it's not aloud. You feel it all right. It's here. It's in close proximity. It is docked now in the scaffold of the dark moon. Baxford has arrived with, in fact, impeccable timing.
I will add as I reach out to double check that they are here, that while my senses are still intact, they're not as perfect as I have grown accustomed to over the last 2 decades. It wavers a bit and comes into clarity. I can still do it, but I think underneath anxiously I'm wondering if I'm losing it or if something has gone sour.
You still have it. You still feel it. Though you are also beginning to feel something else. It's hard to say if it's accurate, given what you've recently been through. You're beginning to feel another mass. Another battleship-sized mass. Coming in from above. Distant, indistinct, hazy, given your diminished condition. But as your faculties return to you, you sense it. A United Baronies battleship is inbound. Long range. They will be here soon.
Jacob, help him stand up. Dusty, maybe you too.
Let's.
We gotta get out of this hallway.
Yeah, this is going bad.
Yes, bad. Quite bad, because Baxford Wanian arrives.
And we all see it.
Out of the elevator shaft at the end of the corridor, to use a word we've been using often throughout Moonward, a phalanx of individuals appears. About a dozen, dressed for deep fold operations, lots of gear, lots of swords, lots of armor. At the head of the phalanx, a very singular individual, whom Walden you know quite well. Dark Baron Baxford, weighing in. A tall man, wild-haired, with piercing coal-like red eyes, strides down the hallway toward you.
He's also kind of hot.
Hands off of Walden, a voice comes from him as his men spread out, coming toward you. Don't touch him. Walden, Baxford's men are coming toward you. Baxford himself is coming toward you. Hands are
They're
on
all right.
swords.
They're all right. They
I
are all
don't
right.
let go of him, of Walden.
Yeah.
None of us do.
Baxford, they are all right.
He's immediately by your side. He's kneeling down beside you. Are these your people?
They are with me, but Baxford, you are not the only one at this turkey shoot.
Swords are being drawn.
Wait, Baxford? Isn't he one of the
Dark Barons.
The very same. We do not have time for any of this. What would you like us to do with them, Walden? Do we throw them into the abyss?
Baxford, the UB is pulling up right now.
Of course they are. We have no doubt that you're being followed. You're well aware that this might be some kind of trap. They lay this wide open for us. But they seem to have come quickly, as though they were led here. You look familiar. So do all of you. Are you from Midst?
How do you know?
I know many things. I have eyes all throughout the cosmos.
Look, I do not care about this moon. I don't know what's going on with this dark crystal stuff. We are just here to rescue people who never should have been down here in the first place and leave. So
Then rescue them and be gone. This moon belongs to me now.
No one needs to be thrown into an abyss.
Soldiers who are coming towards all of you as though to seize you suddenly come up short and resheath swords.
we don't care about the moon. We don't care about the moon. We're just some people. Yes, we're from Midst. We're just.
Can they be trusted, Walden?
I think so.
You think so? The swords start to almost come back out
We're
again.
a rescue mission.
We? Why are you doing this, Walden?
Yeah,
I want
Walden.
to get folks out of here.
You want to?
I want to get folks out of here, Bax. Yes, sir.
Very well. We will help you check for survivors, but then you must move, and quickly. If the United Baronies is inbound, they will be here before long, and we must claim this moon. Go, we will support you. What do you need?
We just need to walk through this hallway, basically.
Can you help us scan for anyone living, anyone who is
We can help you search,
Savable.
yes. But what about that? In Walden, Baxford is gazing directly at Mother Trauma, who emerges from the darkness on one side of the corridor. All of the swords come out immediately.
Wait. He's with us. He's here to help.
He's helping us do the same thing.
He is helping us navigate
He is helping you?
today. Yes, today.
Very well. We have no time to waste. If the United Baronies is inbound, they will arrive at any moment. Do you sense them, Walden?
They're going to be moon-sided. Fast. Minutes.
In fact, a spotlight, folds safe, sweeps through the cracked passages surrounding you. Instantaneously, a swirling darkness begins to react to the bright light. Fold safe though it might be, very quickly they turn off the spotlight. They notice. They know what that means. They no longer risk the lights. They are nearly here.
Okay. I'm gonna start walking down this hallway. Dusty, are you here for Tomasi?
We've got to help anybody.
That's why I'm here.
But if Tomasi is alive,
We can walk and deliberate at the same time. Move.
we need to. Look, I don't know your deal. But this moon, this is from Midst. And we're from Midst.
Dusty. Maybe later.
He towers over you, coming towards you, coal red eyes staring directly at you.
If you want to help, please check upstairs. Check the offices, check the cafeteria.
You heard him move. Half of his company separates off, going up into access pathways, going back up into the moon scaffolds.
We gotta go
Mother
fast.
Trauma, we gotta go. I don't know if this is the path that's gonna lead us where we need to go, but if there's one thing I know about the people on this moon, and he makes eye contact deliberately with Fiona here. They are down there, and they will be in the mine.
Let's go get him.
Let's go. And Dusty strides with purpose down the hallway.
I take off too, just twisting over my shoulder to look with this mixture of uncertainty and betrayal and just confusion at Vesta and at Walden.
I just grab Walden and follow towards them.
Suddenly, you hear shouts from above. You hear a bang. You hear a crash. You see a flash of light. You see a burst of smoke. You see a body fall through the void outside. One of Baxter's men. His body tumbling through the darkness past a cracked aperture in a wall, disappearing into the void. You hear a scream.
The UB is here.
Walden is woozy on his feet after everything that just happened, so he closes his eyes to get a better sense of where he's going, and real low to you, Doc, says, Doc, I'm going to guess you are running games here, and I want you to play things real careful because you are going to end up on the end of a blade if you are not careful. Baxter Wingen is a dangerous man.
Well, I imagine you can certainly speak for yourself in this one as well, so all of our games aside, let's just get the fuck out of here alive and get as many people as we can. I believe, Walton, that we are actually aligned in our motivations here.
That'll be something interesting to unpack over pufferfish.
A bright light shines ahead of you.
Dusty and I are there.
Yeah.
And Jacob.
These are forces at work far greater than us. Let's go.
Dusty is looking for any landmark, any similarity to the passageways, to the tunnels that he and his crew, that he and Tomasi planned and bored into this moon. Looking for the door, looking for the passage that will lead toward the drill template that they had laid.
It's dead ahead. The region that Tomasi indicated on his schematics is at the end of this corridor. You would know this moon anywhere. You know it like the back of your hand. You know its mass, you know its shape, you know its topography. You are here. The end of the hall terminates in exactly where you need to go. Eerily so. Conveniently so. As though you were meant to go there.
Dusty looks back. You know he cares about you, Fiona. And I'm sure he would do anything And he reaches for that handle. He unhitches the edge of that door and starts to pull it aside.
Beyond the doorway, there hangs a yawning space, a void, a cavern, a strange, empty, vacant interior of the moon. Broken black shards hang in eerie formation. In the middle, a large, tall, angular, arrowhead-like shape. The very core of the moon itself, outlined by Tomasi. And there, ringing it, near to it, within the large space, people who turn to the doors, wearing damaged, bent, and broken mining suits.
Who are they?
Tomasi makes eye contact with you first. He does not even notice Jacob as he gets to his feet, as Jay, Suresh, and others of your mining teams, as well as Tomasi's own teams, get to their feet, battered, bruised, injured. A look of disbelief on their faces. Supplies, tools scattered around them. The survivors of the moon stand before you in the darkness, gazing at you with disbelief. A voice comes forth, distantly, Tomasi. Are you real?
Yeah.
Is it you?
Are you okay?
Fucking right, we're real. Dusty is striding.
I'm right there with him.
Hundreds?
Not hundreds, no. Perhaps a dozen at most.
Dozen, okay.
It looks like most of your full mining team, a good amount of Tomasi's full mining team. In fact, Dusty, given your knowledge of the crew and the roster and the miners who would have been on the moon at the time of its fall, you recognize every person who was assigned to this particular dig, the dig that you would have supervised had you not been on vacation. All of these people were assigned to mine this shard on that day, and there it is, hanging broken before you, the core of the moon, and the team assigned to mine it are all here and all alive.
I'm sorry. Dusty approaches Tomasi. Like, gets his fucking hand out.
You son of a gun! The Terminator bicep arm! The entire crew is coming toward you. Disbelief, confusion, astonishment, wariness. They see the Baxford weight. They see Mother Trauma. Everyone's looking at each other. Tomasi's looking at you. He looks at the entire sentient man that is your leg. This
Dusty
is
is
very
pulling
strange. What's happening here?
Tomasi into like a embrace,
Yeah.
like wrapping him
I'm
around.
making eye contact with him over the back of your shoulder, just kind of like paralyzed with confusion and emotion and not sure where to start and just overwhelmed.
Ah,
Are you okay?
he doesn't have time to answer, because Commissioner Karushu and her phalanx, to once again use the word of the day, enters.
I look at Mother Trauma. Is this real?
Oh yes, he says. It's real.
My friends, it's quite a scene before you. We are gathered here in the depths of the fold, inside the core of Midst's fallen moon, where the very heart of its crystalline shard hangs darkly before you, as gathered with Mother Trauma, you also stand assembled with none other than Dark Baron Baxford Wanian, as Commissioner Karushu of the United Baronies Department of the Exterior enters the zone as well, spreading out with her guys to face your guys. Baxford Wanian takes one look at you, Walden, and says, "You didn't see this coming, or did you?"
No, Bax.
"Hello," says Commissioner Karushu. "Nice job not coming down to the moon the way I told you to not do. Fancy meeting you all here.
Cut the crap, Karushu. You know we had a deal.
And well done, too. You led us right to them all. Congratulations very much. We've written you up appropriately with management and oversight. Norin Grave has passed along your accolades. So,
I don't...
you are coming with us. The rest of you, what are you doing with him?" She points to Baxford Wanian.
There's the no.
He just showed up. We're just here to get our people.
And we're just here for him. You led us right to him. Thank you very much.
I didn't...
You're under arrest. We're taking you all down.
No.
And what? Go on. No. What?
That wasn't the deal. You said we get our people. We get the people. We leave. The moon is yours. That was the deal. You let us walk, including him. She points at Walden.
Quick question. Are the miners and we roughly grouped together at this moment?
Yes. You're all standing in close proximity with each other, and also with Dark Baron Baxford Wanian, who incidentally appears to be offering you protection from the United Baronies. His men are prepared to draw their swords. Karushu's phalanx is prepared to draw theirs.
This is about to turn into a throwdown, yeah.
Yes, as a matter of fact, I think it is. Uh-oh. Yeah. This is gonna get ugly.
It just ended. Well,
Moonward, Marisha Ray.
Sorry.
Matt, Roen, Sara, Wile, Liam O'Brien, and I am Zen. We will see you next time when probably something completely fine and totally normal happens. There will be no problems whatsoever. Thank you very much. We will see you next time as we go into the depths together and do exciting stuff.
Nailed
See you
it.
next time.
Thank you for watching Moonward, a Midst Roleplaying Story.
If you're looking to dive deeper into the fold, you can watch the next episode right now on beacon.tv or mids.co.
Otherwise, new episodes drop every Wednesday on the new Midst YouTube channel at Midst Podcast.